Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's be. Goku's body was releasing an incredible power. So much that even the dimension of the fallen kings was shaking like never before. At that moment, Yamoshi would increase his power to the maximum, accessing the legendary transformation, which was capable of supporting all his bestial power. Yamoshi at that moment would throw himself against Goku, hugging him tightly. Goku, Goku, Goku! React! Don't keep raising your power like that, because if you continue, your body won't be able to support it, and it'll explode, so stop it! Goku, without listening to everything that Yamoshi would say, he would continue raising all his power. That's right, Goku was in a trance mode which was not able to react. Yamoshi, at that moment, would give him a blow with all his power, but to his surprise, Goku would be able to stop his blow with only one of his hands and without any effort. Don't think that you're talking to an amateur. I know the capacity of my body, and it's capable of withstanding this and much more. Have you come to your senses, Goku? Then stop it! Even those amounts of energy are staggering to me, and I wouldn't control them without paying a high price. Goku, unheeding, would continue to accumulate all his power until a huge explosion could be seen in Goku's body, which was still in the Ultra Instinct. But something to differentiate was the incredible pressure that emanated from it. That's right, Goku had been able to control the power of both Zeno-samas, Daishinken, and all the other deities of the universe. However, all the power he possessed was not only for Goku, since at that moment all the power of the Destroyer Gods would enter Jiren, beginning in the same way to increase his power in an amazing way. Not as much as Goku's, but his power had shot up. That is, he would be compared to the Jiren of some days ago. And with Jiren that absorbed the power of all the gods, the current Jiren would fight with 3 Daishinkens and defeat them without any difficulty. That is, in the same way his power had reached a level that hardly a mortal or even a god could be able to reach.
Mortal of Universe 11, it was never our intention to finish with you, but they were orders from above, and that same guy finished with us, so all the gods trust you with our power.
I trust you, Jiren. Prove that you're the being that goes beyond a god destroyer. Jiren at that moment would create a great explosion all over the place, destroying everything in its path. That's right, it'd be much more complicated for Jiren to dominate all the power of the 12 gods, but he would succeed. After such an incredible explosion, Jiren could be observed, which was now able to use the destructive energy, protruding from his body the signs of a super god destroyer. That's right, Jiren was able to surpass a normal god destroyer. This power is incredible, and he'll be able to possess the power to finish with the cursed one who sent for our heads. We possess all the power of the 12 universes. That's right, Jiren. No matter who our enemy is, he won't be able to defeat us. Meanwhile, with Towa, she had already mastered all the power that this energy had given her. However, the energy at that moment materialized, giving the silhouette of a man.
Towa, now you must train more than ever, since the power that both subjects have attained is compared to a creator god of the lowest level.
How is it possible that those 2 mere mortals have attained the power of a creator god? This has to be a bloody nightmare.
Although it may seem like a nightmare, it is reality. The power of these 2 guys would even be able to give me a few scratches.
Master, are you still able to defeat them?
Of course I am. They are at the beginning of a creative power, compared to me, who has been in the creative world for millions of years. It would not be so difficult to finish them both.
It would be better to finish with them right now, because if we let them increase their power, they will be much more dangerous.
You are right, Towa, but you will have to do it yourself, because if the other creator gods feel my power, they will finish me quickly, and I don't want to attract their attention.
Why do you say that, Master? Can't you finish them with your base power?
Indeed, Toa. With my base power, it would be too complicated for me, and if I release a little of my creative essence, I will be able to call the attention of the other beings.
I understand, Master. Don't worry, I will finish with both subjects.
I have entrusted you with a part of my power. By not reaching the creative ground, your essence is null, so you can use all that power that I have entrusted you, but do not trust, because the power is great.
Returning to both warriors, both would begin to meditate because despite not causing damage with their powers, they felt the body extremely heavy. So it is, and this in the battle would be a great disadvantage. So both decided to meditate to regain their speed and even increase it. Meanwhile, out of the dimension, Zeno-sama's multiverse was in a complete chaos because there was no divine being to govern it correctly. That's right, after only 1 week after all the divine beings had died at the hands of Ryui, Zeno-sama's multiverse would explode, leaving no one alive. At that moment, Mikoshin would realize the annihilation of the entire multiverse.
This is bad. If a multiverse has fallen, this can happen to any other multiverse. If it'll be better to inform the Queen of Fire, since she's the most powerful among all the kings of everything.
Mikoshin at that moment would begin to fly through all the multiverses, and being a queen of everything, she would have enough power to cross the dimensional barriers without any difficulty. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, we can observe Ryui, who is sitting on his throne with a serious look since he was very thoughtful.
Damn it! If I had absorbed the power of all those gods, my power would have risen much higher. But they were able to discover my intentions.
At that moment, Ryui was able to perceive how the queen of the whole Mikoshin was heading towards another multiverse.
Apparently, with the explosion of Zeno-sama's multiverse alerting the mighty Mikoshin, she apparently plans to ally herself with the realm of relentless fire.
Meanwhile, returning to the two mortals who had overcome the power beyond the power of a king, they had already mastered all their power, since in that dimension, time passed in a very different way from the dimension from which they came. That is, that dimension they had already spent approximately 10 years, while outside the dimension, only 5 days had passed. In that moment, both warriors would stand up, starting to collapse the whole dimension. That is, in that same instant, hundreds of planets, galaxies would be created and at the same time destroyed each other. Although both controlled their power, it was almost impossible for them to repress it completely.
This is incredible. The power of both of them has risen in an incredible way. I don't think I'll be able to defeat them both at the same time.
Yamoshi, we're ready to leave this miserable place. We're counting on you to return to the real world.
At that moment, two more warriors would appear in front of everyone.
Damn it! I knew you guys were watching us somehow. You better leave or I'll kill each one of you right now.
The two warriors that appeared were also kings of great power that had been sealed in that place hundreds of years ago.
You must not boast a power which we all have long since surpassed. You were the most powerful fallen king of all, but now your power is diminished in a great way.
That's right. You don't have the overwhelming power of before. Or maybe we only have become more powerful. I hope you're prepared for the day of your death. Yamoshi at that moment would increase his power, however Goku and Jiren would stand in front of Yamoshi. This'll be excellent to test our new powers, so you don't have to worry.
That's right! We're now the most powerful than you, Yamoshi, and it's our turn to protect you.
No, they're not normal warriors that you can face. They have millions of years of more experience than you.
Too late. We'll knock them unconscious and finish you off. Then we'll force them to form the portal to get out of this miserable place.
That's right. Both guys have the energy of a creator god in their veins, but their power's too weak. But with that little amount is enough to get out of this place. Goku and Jiren at that moment would observe each other and giving a big smile, both would disappear at lightning speed. That's right, at that very moment, two great battles never before felt in the whole dimension of the kings was developing. At one point, Goku was able to give a sneaky blow to Yakuwa, who would fall to the ground, but the power was so much that it would have been dragged a few meters. At that moment, Yakuwa, furious at the same way, would recover from such a furtive blow, being able to give a great blow to the Saiyan. However, at that time, which of Goku had disappeared again. That's right, the speed that Goku possessed at this moment was incredible. Meanwhile, with Ryota and Jiren, both were very even. Or that was what Ryota believed, since from one moment to another, Jiren would attack, increasing his power, and would create a great fire attack. However, this attack was different since the power of fire was unreal. Besides mixing the particles in his ki, thus creating divine fire. Great flames of fire would be seen to be all over the place. Ryota at that moment would increase his power to the maximum to create a barrier with all his ki. However, the power of fire was so much that it even cracked the barrier of a Super King altogether.
What the hell's going on? How can this bastard who barely surpassed king level have all this power?
I thought you'd be a great challenge, but you don't have the power to make me fight for real.
I only need 34% of all my power. Don't say stupid things, and I swear I'll end your pathetic life.
Ryota at that instant would take his energy to the limit. So much was his increase that even his body began to pay the consequences of accessing a power which he didn't fully master.
Bloody Spirit Mar! Divine Soul of the King, massacre!
At that moment, inside Ryota's body, all his ki veins began to pass much more power. Even the base of all of the ki began to go so crazy that such a power Ryota was increasing, Jiren would begin to observe how Ryota's body was expelling large amounts of blood.
With the activation of that technique, you have sealed your fate. You won't be able to endure it for long.
Meanwhile, with Goku's battle, he had also forced Yakuwa to use the King's Divine Soul, which at that moment was also increasing his power in a very amazing way. At the end, you can observe both warriors who apparently had not changed at all, but at the moment of walking towards them, their footsteps were sinking in the ground, demonstrating the weight of their whole body. At that moment, Ryota, in spite of all the heavenly power that he possessed, would move at a great speed, giving him a great blow to Jiren. But great was his surprise when Jiren had been able to dodge it.
I hope you're prepared, simple mortal. I'll end your pathetic life. I'm not interested in being locked up for the rest of my life. I want to see if you have the power to back up your words.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.